first few years of MPE I would describe as being a sort of balance between the excitement, opportunity, but also they were very, very difficult. MPE was established through a merger between Myeloma Euronet and the European Myeloma platform. And I have to say that everybody that was involved in the discussions deserve enormous credit. And they all have a legacy now. I think MPE has grown into something pretty spectacular and pretty effective. And it was down to that small group of people that put their heads around together and had difficult discussions about bringing two organizations together, so they deserve a huge amount of credit.
I was given the privilege to run the newborn MPE as president for 2 terms with precious board members. It was tough and challenging, and I remember there were times where we witnessed the life of MPE was hanging in the balance, and we had to take some painful decisions.
We were making promises to our members about what could be delivered. There was a degree of expectation, and therefore the board took the decision that if we were going to meet these and be successful, we needed to pay people, we needed to put a team in place. And the obvious appointment was to bring in a CEO. And I think at the time, while there was a proper process to appoint Ananda, she was the obvious person. And you can see from the past 8, 9, 10 years, it was a great decision. Her loyalty, her resilience, her passion, her drive for the myeloma community has been something really quite amazing. I mean, she's stuck around through thick and thin for 10 years and really had steered an organization from a very difficult start to something that is, in a great position with a very, very bright future.
First booth at us in San Francisco in 2014, and it was really a very important milestone for MPE, not only by the fact that we were present there having our materials spread to the community and so on, but mostly because of the fact that we were present at the biggest hematology congress in the world. So I think it was an important milestone for us, because then I think most of the hematological and the myeloma community, with scientists, with researchers, physicians, started to look at us like, hey, who are these guys? What are they doing here? So we're starting to make ourselves a name.
One of the most exciting initiatives of the cancer patient community that I've ever seen. It was born out of the true need to share experiences and to work together. MPE played a key role in the development of WeCan, but specifically, I would say, in the development of its governance, and also by bringing to the network one of the first key projects that WeCan had, which created a lot of impact on the outside, which was the reasonable legal agreements between patient advocates and pharmaceutical companies.
The Access Atlas was something that was before its time. I would say it's only really in the last couple of years that advocacy generally has sort of begun to understand that the evidence is the currency to support effective advocacy. And yet MPE had thought about that 10 years ago, so I think that program was way ahead of its time.
So one thing that I can say of Hans is that he's a great listener. And so by listening to what drives people, whether it's in the board or, members of MPE, staff, patients, or even external stakeholders, he has been able to create an atmosphere of trust, of inclusiveness, and really a feeling of belonging to MPE that had been lost for years. Hans has also been a great partner in creating a robust and transparent governance structure for MPE. And I'm forever grateful for his dedication and his support, and I am so incredibly proud of the work that we've done together.
I think that we invest in the empowerment of patient advocates and patient groups in Europe. We educate people and we support patient groups in their work on the national side, but also the ADP, for example, and the masterclass. We educate people to understand aspects where they can be active and be beneficial for patient groups.
Have a number of very engaged members and also individual patients and advocates who've shown us the way and who, have made us see the difference between the nice to have things and the really critical stuff.
When you look at the past and you see how MPE has grown and how it has become involved in decision-making processes, the way that the UMP has been organized in this community advisory boards and had a strong voice in the research and development of new treatments and the weight in order to grant access to different treatments across Europe, even though it's still a challenge. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I think the fact of having Ananda as the CEO, starting growing the team to the point today, which has made possible to have a very strong and professional organization in place, it has been crucial. And myself, I feel proud of having been part during some years of this story.
One of the most important principles that we've developed and successfully implemented in MPE is good governance. I think it is also about inclusiveness of members and patients, to truly listen to their needs and their wants and to generate evidence on those needs and wants to ensure that you can prove that to the outside. Maybe the last one is impact. So we've been truly focusing on investing our time and energy into stuff that has a meaningful impact with which you can actually influence, have an impact.
To get it from development to the patients, not only to the congresses and the journals, but also to reach the patients. So that's a challenge for the coming future. We get all those nice developments, but because we are very grateful for all the investments the companies do in this and the societies do for us, but it needs to reach the patients. That's I think one of the main challenges we have for the future.